10 days since George Floyd was brutally murdered.
How many times do we need to ask you to listen to your players?
What will it take
for one of us to be murdered by police brutality?
What if I was George Floyd?
If I was George Floyd?
What if I was George Floyd?
If I was George Floyd?
If I was George Floyd? If I was George Floyd?
I am George Floyd.
I am Breonna Taylor.
I am Ahmaud Arbery. I am Eric Gardner.
I am Laquan McDonald.
I am Tamir Rice.
I am Trayvon Martin.
I am Walter Scott.
I am Michael Brown Jr.
I am Samuel Du Bois.
I am Frank Smart. I'm Philip White.
I am Jordan Baker.
We will not be silenced.
We assert our right
To peacefully protest.
It shouldn't take this long to admit.
So, on behalf of the National Football League,
This is what we, the players,
Would like to hear you state.
we,
the National Football League, condemn racism and the systematic oppression of black people.
we, the National Football League,
admit wrong and silencing our players from peacefully protesting.
we, the National Football League,
Believe Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter.
An incredibly powerful video released by NFL players last night on Twitter. I just want to reiterate a few points that they were asking the NFL to state, stating that they wanted the NFL to say that it condemns racism and the systematic oppression of black people and admit wrong in silencing players from peacefully protesting. Dan Orlovsky here with us, Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman on First Take. We're going to begin with you, Stephen A. Is this the right course of action for these NFL players to be taking?
It absolutely is the right course of action, and I have no problem with it whatsoever, and I think those players should be applauded for taking that action. What I would say is to NFL, is to a lot of these NFL players, with all due respect, what the hell took you so long? Eric Gardner happened in 2014. Tamir Rice, if I remember correctly, happened in 2014. The Walter Scott shooting happened in 2015. Colin Kaepernick happened in 2016. President Donald Trump and his talking about firing all those sons of bitches happened in 2017. We are now in 2020. And so when we want to look at things from a societal perspective, particularly as it emanates from professional athletes, calling folks out to do more, to act more, and things of that nature, I think we need to also embrace that while pointing out we'd like you to continue to do so as well. We haven't had to say that about LeBron James or a plethora of NBA players because they've done so. But the NFL players certainly had an opportunity. I would like to remind everybody that when Colin Kaepernick took a knee, initially only around 11 players joined him. A year later, or so a few months later, when President Trump said what he said, even provoking Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys to take a knee on Thursday Night Football, that was in September of 2017, and 200 players approximately joined them that weekend. Last time I checked, there's over 1,600 players in the National Football League. 200 out of 1,600? I mean, come on now. And so when we're looking at the media and people like myself and others, whether you want us to speak out and step forward and speak and say things that we want to say, of course we need to do that. And certainly we have, and we will continue to do so. I'm not just talking about myself. I'm talking about any person in media, particularly any person of African-American descent, that obviously, these kind of incidents resonate with us far more profoundly than anyone could possibly imagine outside of the black community. But the bottom line is this. We've been doing it. We will continue to do it. The professional athletes who have been directly insulted, who have been directly affected, who, if they came together in unison, could have profound impact, have refrained from doing so. And so when I see a video like this, I'm incredibly happy that they've done it. I hope it sparks something inside of them to make even more of them come together. I love what I continuously have seen throughout the years from Richard Sherman. I'm a huge fan of his, along with a plethora of other players, because I think they're highly intelligent, they're knowledgeable, they've got a heart, they've got courage, they bring a lot to the table, but we need to see more of that from them as well. I'm not talking about them individually. I mean, we need to see more Richard Shermans of the world, more of those guys coming together, not just us. That's what I wanted to say about that.
I thought it was very powerful. I know a lot of people say that today, but I want to be specific as to why I think it was powerful, why it is powerful. Number one, talking to white people, and these are the hearts and minds we're trying to change. Not the bad apples, the incorrigibles. Look, if it really is America, love it or leave it for you, and love it the way it used to be, right? make it the way it was when black people were lesser than by law, then if you really feel like America, love it or leave it, the brilliance of America is love it, so change it. But if you really feel America, love it or leave it, get out. We don't want you here because we're Americans. For the others who may not know any better, whose hearts may be in the right place, they've been misinformed, underinformed. They haven't had proper incentive to be informed. I think this is powerful for two reasons. One, the content. Stephen A., remember that scene from Do the Right Thing when John Turturro's character is saying racist stuff in the pizza shop and Spike Lee, who works for his family as a delivery guy, says, why do you talk like that? All your favorite, all your favorite celebrities are black. Magic, who's your favorite basketball player? Magic Johnson. Who's your favorite actor? Eddie Murphy. Then they argue about who his favorite musician is. He claims it's Bruce Springsteen, but Spike's like, come on, it's Prince. I know it's Prince. The point is, and he says, well, they're different. They're special. They're different. They're not just black. They're more than that. Well, this video is telling people who maybe have some idea like that, okay, you can't empathize with George Floyd. What if it were me? What if it was your favorite player? I'm George Floyd, and there's a knee on my neck, and I can't breathe. Then you care, don't you? Right? Because we're people just like you. You feel like you know us somehow, but you don't know George Floyd. So I think it's powerful on that level. And I also think it's powerful because it shows. Why did Drew Brees come out and apologize? Really? The pressure, I believe, it's my conjecture, but Drew Brees is a leader. And he knows he will be unable, forget about just the social pressure on him, which I'm sure contributed, but he'll be unable to lead a team that's largely African American if this is the way his teammates feel.